And so this was summer of 2010. So this took you from, let's say, 100,000 to what size?
That took us up to 100,000.
So that took you up to 100,000.
We reached 100,000 in January 2011. So like a couple thousand. Here's January. Here's like TechCrunch article. Yeah. Like 5,000 to 6,000. Then the hardest part is kind of that middle part, and then like starting doing partnerships up to about 100,000. And then from there, like.
So you'd say partnerships are the biggest engine to get up to 100,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
For us, yeah.
And so now we're at January 2000.
And even post that, like we did the one with the Kaufman Foundation. We did when we were like 130,000 people. That took us almost all the way up to like 200,000.
Really?
We had a TechCrunch article, Kaufman press release. We had an article in like Yahoo Finance, cool. And a couple others. Like those were. I remember that week. I was like insane. That was ridiculous. I think we added like. I want to say like I could be wrong. Sorry. I wanted like 30.
Out here.
I know. I want to say we added like 30 to 50,000 like that. It was crazy.
That's insane.
But like that's about the point when things are starting to compound and compound itself. Like we're in more than 50 cities. We're starting to do verticals. Like we have all like the social integration stuff and the forums for that. When like people at the page like they tell other people about it. That's much different when you're trying to go from 0 to 100 from when you're going to 100,000 plus. Yeah. It's just a much different lens you have to look at.
That can you? So I want to dive into that a little bit. So from 100,000, would you say that's been your last leg, like from 100,000 to 250,000? So can you go into a little more detail? Like you said, you mentioned Kaufman Foundation, like you mentioned the TechCrunch, like a little more detail as to like how those worked out, what exactly happened.
What did they do?
Yeah, like what did you do with Kaufman?
Yeah, so the Kaufman Foundation, they were a sponsor of us. They gave us $20,000, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
So that took a really long time.
When was this? We're talking post January 2011, right?
Yes. Okay. So I think we officially announced it at the end of January or February.
Okay.
I think it was February.
Okay.
But we had been talking to the Kaufman Foundation for 8-10 months before that. So it was a very long cycle.
What was the partnership? What was the?
So they're now the exclusive sponsor for all the U.S. cities for us.
Okay.
So we don't do any more sponsorship than we're advertising. They're literally the only one for us. Before that, they gave us $200,000. So for us, it was awesome.
Yeah. And they're great, institutions. So.
Yeah. And the Kaufman Foundation, they funded Startup Weekend and AngelList and Global Entrepreneurship Week, and they're very, very well known in the entrepreneurship space. So in addition to the money, which is awesome, like we carry around all the brand name, and then the how I related to marketing was they did an official press release about us saying that they funded us as one of their official programs. For that, we got an additional.
When was this?
So this was I think February. That's when they announced it. So that's when we also got a TechCrunch article for that, and then their press release went out to more of like the mainstream side. And that's how we got picked up by Yahoo Finance and a bunch of other people, and then so that was it. Kind of all happened within that same like week time frame. So I just remember seeing literally the tweets rolling out. We were getting probably hundreds of thousands a minute. It was crazy.
I mean, I'd really love to have been in your shoes and looked at the growth chart at that point and be able to mentor. Yeah. Hockey stick all the way.
Yeah, it was big.
So this was all sort of like January, February of this year?
Yeah, probably closer to February. The end of January, February, February to March.
How much did that increase? From 100,000, you must have gone to 200, you think?
Yeah. Okay. Probably not all the way up to 200, probably a little bit less, but yeah,
so it's close.
Just think about it. From November 2009 to January 2011, it took us that long to get to 100K. And then from us to go to 100 to 200 was literally in
2 months or
So a lot of this stuff compounds.
Yeah, of course.
I think that's why you always see the exponential chart. It's much easier to hit those kind of bigger numbers now, but you can't do that without doing a harder beginning.
All right, so I think that covered everything. I'm going to summarize really quick. And let's see if I've got everything. So you started off with people that you knew immediately, and the first 0 to 1,000 was organic growth, just word of mouth, people loving the product and then sending it to other people, and that's how it grew. And then it was the TechCrunch article that blew you guys up from 1,000 to like 5,000 or so, and then it continued organically until about 30,000, right?
Tens of thousands.
Tens of thousands, some tens of thousands. And then it was the partnerships with Inc. Magazine, Wired, Business Insider, everybody else that sort of took it to 100,000. Is that about right? Okay. And then all this was in the span of 1 year, pretty much. And then the partnership with Kauffman Foundation, them sponsoring you guys and sort of exposing you to mainstream media is what pretty much took it from 100,000 to close to 200, right?
Yeah.
And that's crazy because it took you a year to do that, and then that's just. And how many times have you guys been on like TC?
TechCrunch?
Twice. And so that's what the TechCrunch.
Well, unless you count TechCrunch Europe or TechCrunch France.
Oh yeah, we'll do TechCrunch US. That's it. Twice. Okay. Fantastic.
Twice in TechCrunch Europe and once in TechCrunch France and once in TechCrunch Asia.
Yeah. And so that's basically what took you guys to Portland. And this, if you rewind a year and a half back, you didn't have one Silicon Valley. You didn't have a place to stay in Silicon Valley. Actually, you didn't know what you were going to do. And you just drove up here and sort of figured out what you want to do. And now we're here.
Now we live in a pretty sweet place with a pool.
Yes,
you guys can't see, but we have a big pool. Like
yeah, we'll spin the camera around so you guys can see it.
Yeah, life is pretty sweet.
Life is sweet, yeah. Well, awesome. Thanks for
Cool.
this interview, man. Yeah, appreciate it. We'll see. Yes, we'll see how it comes out since this is the first interview we've done. But thanks for Chris. We're getting off the ground too.
Cool. Thanks for the interview.
All right, man.
All right.
Thanks a lot.